I got a stick. Ooh, I got a stick. I got a stick. Good stick.
Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Best Butties. It's your boy, it's your host, it's Ryan, and I'm also thankfully joined by a few other chaps here over at the Best Butties HQ. I've got none other than Rob,
Shaggers,
Brandon,
Shaggers,
and Jack.
Shaggers.
You can tell we've all been clearly enjoying a certain TikToker for the past few months. So yeah,
Rufus Rice, let's go. What a legend.
I was just trying to keep the thing going.
Yeah, you couldn't be the one guy.
No, exactly. Like I was stuck.
how are we all feeling post episode 6, where we discuss the best class?
I mean, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling real good.
It was an easy win, I think.
I'll take it.
But he needed one on the board, so
Exactly. He doesn't want that tattoo. He's desperate not to get the tattoo, so he's pulling out all the guns now. Pulling out all the shots, the guns.
You do
All the shots.
you do what you got to do. All right, dog eat dog world.
Still feel a bit robbed. I still honestly think that the oceanic class of ships was good, but there we are.
dog shit.
Regardless of how you feel about my victory, Rob definitely lost. There's no question with that choice.
You could have picked any class of ships which didn't sink and you might have won, but no, you chose the ones with about 4 sinking vessels.
Done some research into them, not how they were actually built and the issues with them beyond the hitting the iceberg one.
No, there was more. There were 2 that sank, but the one sank. I'm not going
2
back
out
into
of
this.
3.
No, this is ridiculous because the one that sank was human error, and the other one that sank, it hit a mine. Like it's not.
Yeah, and there were the other. We went through it last episode. There's more issues in how they were built than this. They were not unsinkable ships. That was the marketing.
They
had
robbed.
active fires on board at the time of launch.
Really pretty ship though. I mean, you can get some boss food on there, that's what's very important.
Just saying, following on from that, Titanic clearly had some boss man chicken shops on there, didn't it?
I want to see that. Does that guy? Is there still that kid? What's his name?
Yeah.
The guy that reviews all the Boss Man chicken shop.
Wasn't he really young?
I forgot his name. Yeah, he was really young.
Yeah, he's
I can't
probably
remember his
married
name,
with kids now. He's like middle-aged.
Married
He's
with
got a mortgage. Yeah,
and he's got chickens of his own.
yeah.
And now he respects the chickens. Like, I can't eat chicken anymore. I only eat eggs. So now it's the Boss Man egg shop. I don't know what his name is though. Pengus Munch. That was his channel. That was it. It was Pengus Munch, and that was what he used to do, is eat chicken. So hopefully he's out there.
I love how you remember dumb shit like that.
YouTube.
Phenomenal.
Oh, let's be honest. We've all got a YouTube career, haven't we? Like, we're at that right age where it hit us when we were young, and now that's all we do. That's all I do is watch YouTube.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I also feel like he would strive in the newfangled TikTok format as well. I think he'd do well if he made a resurgence, a renaissance.
Maybe he is on TikTok, or maybe he was on Vine. I don't know. When did Vine stop? Was that 2014?
Vine's been dead too long. Yeah. He was betwixt the apps.
Well, there you go. Have a listen to Pengus Munch on YouTube, or watch it. See what you think. There we are.
So this week we're all talking about best kings. Before we go into the brackets, how did we all find the process of choosing our preferred king of choice?
It wasn't too bad. I kind of had a little bit of a thought about this before the podcast anyway, because we've been thinking of different things we could do for the podcast, and I think I picked a pretty good one. I'm just really concerned that it's a really obvious choice that other people will pick, but I'm going to stick with it. And pray that it's okay.
I think we would have all gone the same way, so everyone's second pick is the same. And it was our original thought, but moved on because we think everyone else would have suggested this, is what I think has happened.
Yeah, I had an initial thought, and then I thought of something better, but I'm terrified that they are both very obvious, and that we're all just gonna have to scramble for something.
If my second choice turns out to be the one I need to go with, it's fucking boring. So it's gonna lose 100%.
So it's King Charles, is it, right? Because you know you love him. So
yeah. Just quick Google. That's the first king that came up, King Charles. Sorry,
If Charles the First doesn't work
it
out, my
actually,
backup is Charles the Second.
If I Google the word king, what is the first? I mean, king.com is the first thing that comes up. The fucking
is that a betting
Candy Crush.
site? It's a
Candy Crush, isn't it?
Oh, Candy Crush. Oh, yeah.
Because isn't that part of the Activision deal thing?
No
is
idea.
King? Or is that Zynga? They're all...
I thought you were going to say the Candy Crush Extended Universe, and I thought that's clearly something that probably exists. Some bullshit. But there we go.
I thought Activision was bought by Blizzard. No?
Activision Blizzard is a thing, right? And then Microsoft
Yeah.
are trying to buy all that, right?
And
already
they're being
bought it.
blocked.
Oh, I thought they already bought. I thought Windows already bought. Microsoft,
They want
Windows.
to, but then it's a whole thing. From a personal standpoint, I hope it does go through so that Call of Duty can come to Game Pass and I don't have to spend £60 every year to get shot by children. But that's just me.
Why?
I like Call of Duty, man.
Capitalism is bad, but I want Diablo 4 on Game Pass, so...
I want Diablo
That's
as
it.
well.
Like, I don't like the monopoly, but also I don't really want to keep spending money on Blizzard games to be disappointed. So it would be pretty good if I could just try them for free.
Maybe Heroes of the Storm would get a resurgence.
Hey, let's go. That is a good game, though. Like, that MOBA is good. It's not coming back. What do you mean, Like, it's not that bad. It's a good game. It's a good game.
I don't like it. Well, it's the only MOBA that I actively played. So, credit where it's due. Cheers,
Pokemon
love.
Unite pretty much has that audience of babies catered to now.
God, jeez, that game
That
is
was
awful. I don't know how
utter
anyone can play that.
shite.
Yeah.
We are recording
bad.
on Pokemon Day.
Oh, wait.
Oh, it's Pokemon Day.
Yeah, it's
Well,
Pokemon
then,
Day.
let's
They
have
did
a
an
quick
announcement.
question. What's everyone's favourite Pokemon? And let's narrow
I mean, I
it
feel
down
like
to
that's
only...
a future.
No, I'm going to say it right now. I've already said it. So you can only go for the original 150. Maybe if we... 151. Bulbasaur. Are you kidding me?
Grass
Are you
Pokemon
serious?
are elite, and I will hear nothing about it. So
He's
fuck
also literally number one in the decks, so
Yeah.
credit where it's due.
It's
But-
Growlithe.
You pick the shit... Growlithe is a very... Or Arcanine. Would you not go for
I prefer
Arcanine?
Growlithe to Arcanine. He's cute.
Growlithe's-
He's a little
yeah.
bean. Like, if you had to pick a Pokemon partner, Growlithe, you can fit him in the fucking overhead. Like, Arcanine's not going anywhere.
To be fair, it's for the logistics, which I haven't.
Exactly. Like, they're both amazing, but...
Yeah. Mine's Gengar, because he's cheeky and purple.
Good shout.
Gengar's a good...
Gengar is sick.
Cheeky boy.
Gengar is sock. That's really cool. Mine would be Ninetales. And not because I'm a furry or anything, but I do really like Ninetales. It looks like Ninetales is a brilliant Pokemon.
You
really,
would
really good in the game as well.
Absolutely gotten away with that if you didn't say
If you
that it's
hadn't
not
said
for a
anything,
food.
yeah.
Well, take it back. I know it's usually is the word synonymized?
I really love Ninetales. Not because of its fat ass or anything.
Yeah, not because of its dumpy. I'm pretty sure you've had to use the phrase "not because I'm a furry" for like the past 3 or 4 episodes.
Not
now,
because
Robert.
I'm insert sexual deviancy.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. We don't kink shame on this podcast. You can be into whatever you want.
Sure.
I wish
I fucking-
I was that invested in my kinks to put that much money and effort into them.
It's true, actually. Yeah, it's not cheap.
Like, I
It is
respect
not
a
cheap.
furry. You've got to respect a furry.
Also, isn't one of the world's best fighting game people a furry? That's
Yeah,
correct,
Sonic
isn't it?
Fox.
Yeah.
Sonic
they're
Fox,
a
that's
furry.
it.
Yeah, they're a furry.
Does not surprise me.
I could beat him in Smash, though. 1v1 me Bowser. Let's
They
fucking
are
go.
a gay non-binary furry, and they're actually fantastic. Like, they're just extremely funny.
Really
and-
good.
and
Do they
witty.
do they main Fox?
Or Sonic.
I don't think it's Smash. I don't
Awesome.
think it's Smash they play, is it?
Oh.
They don't
think
play
they
Smash.
pretty much everything. And they just win at everything.
Blanca? I don't know.
I think it's mostly 2D fighters, proper fighters. So they did a lot of Dragon Ball, and I think they played quite a bit of Street Fighter. But I'd have to look. I think they did do some for Smash.
Oh, there you go. He can 1v1 to Smash. He can 1v1 to Smash and find out that I'm the best. I'm the best Bowser player. I'm not the best Bowser player. I'm just better than Ryan.
Just so...
I mean, you're 30, so you're not the best at any game now. You're
Yeah, just so
Slow down.
the person that edits this podcast doesn't have to insert it later. Rob is shit at Smash, so let's all just agree on that now.
Oh, I think the last time we played, right,
Anyway,
I absolutely wiped the floor with you.
I was tired.
Like best girl.
Moving on from the truth, what are the brackets this week, Rob?
The brackets this week are me and Brandon to start, and then followed by Jack and Ryan. So, can I go first? Because I don't want people to pick mine.
Yeah,
and
I
be
was
like,
just saying, it's the first one
Yeah,
in a while where
yeah.
I've not been in the first group, and I'm fucking regretting it because
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
love to go first to get my pick in.
Which it's funny because normally whenever we start and you're first, he's like, "Oh, can the other person go?" Because I'm still trying to
Because
pick
usually
mine.
I haven't picked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This time
yeah,
I picked pretty much straight away last week, like last episode recording, and I've just had to remember.
we should do a thing where we just record one of these straight off the back of another one and just see what kind of chaos we get. There we are.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I
should we
don't
start
think we'd have
King?
the energy for it. But you go
Absolutely
ahead,
not.
Rob. You go ahead.
Okay, King. Oh, I've gone with a pretty obvious choice, let's be honest, boys. Like, I really like food. So, I was thinking about it, what King's going to go for. I was going to go for, like, King DDD, because I play them and stuff, but I don't really play Kirby games, I just play Smash. So, I've gone for Burger King.
I knew
Burger
it.
King.
I knew it.
So
I've
good.
gone for Burger King. Why have I gone for Burger King? Okay, well, Burger King's obviously a mascot, but we'll go with the restaurant as well. Starting with the restaurant, this is going to be a hot take on my sort of like order of favourite fast food restaurants. But let's just go for burger restaurants because KFC is the best out of all of them. But out of all burger restaurants that are in a relatively price bracket, Burger King is boss shit. It is amazing. The chips are good. They're always good. They're crispy. They're fluffy inside. Brilliant. The burgers, in my opinion, the Chicken Royale burger is one of the best burgers you can buy. By far. Better than any chicken burger you can buy from KFC. Better than chicken burgers you buy from McDonald's. Absolutely brilliant burger. The bacon double cheeseburger. Both small little Diddy version and extra large version for big boys like me. Brilliant. Brilliant burger. Tastes really good. There's no sauce in it. It's just for those that like plain burgers. And, I live with someone who orders plain burgers from McDonald's, right? And you end up ordering this plain burger from McDonald's.
Just a household.
And then when you
sexual
order it,
deviancy.
you have to, you have to order your plain burger, and then you have to wait for ages because for some reason it's just impossible to just slap some burger together without sauce and all other shit on it, right? But the bacon double cheeseburger is no nonsense, no sauce. It is just meat and cheese. That is it, right? And playing to, I guess, Ryan's meaty sandwich he went for in the second episode. Please do listen back to that, the sandwich episode. Who doesn't like a meaty sandwich? It's brilliant. So
Vegetarian.
the food is really good.
Probably.
I'm getting there, mate. Getting there. The vegan burgers are fucking good. They are good.
The
They're good.
vegetarian and vegan options in Burger King are actually really fucking good. Like you don't get much better outside of something that like specializes like Leon.
The vegan chicken royale tastes pretty much identical to the chicken royale, the normal one. It almost identical, and the texture's there, the taste, the mayonnaise is there, everything. It's just amazing. I really like it. If I want to get something and I'm on like a long drive, I'm fatigued after driving, what am I going to get? Do I want to eat my fucking cardboard rubbery McDonald's, or shall I go and try and hunt out a Burger King? Use the Burger King app to get, discounts on your burgers, and you've got yourself like a full meal for £6, which would normally cost, in all fairness, it's a bit expensive. It costs about 13 quid if you don't use all that stuff. But use the deals. Brilliant. Awesome burger. So for the food, it's really good. Chicken fries good as well. Also the mascot. So the Burger King's been around since the 60s, which is mad. It looked very different. It was just a little king. It wasn't anything like it is now, which is some scary dude with a cool plastic mask. So first of all, mad drip, man. He looks awesome with his cool king gown on, his really sort of fucking freaky V for Vendetta mask, which apparently they've stopped using the Burger King in advertisements because it was scaring women and children. Which is madness. But yes, they stopped using him for that. And also he's been in loads of games, which is mad. So he's they they released a 3 games, I believe, for Burger King, where he was. Let me see if I get these right. So one is a game where he's in a bumper car game. One where he's in a stealth game.
Sneak
like Sam
King,
Fisher.
yes.
Sneak King, there you go. And I think the one's called Big Bumpin', I think is the other one. And one where it's, I think it's called Point Bike Racer, where he races a bike. So he's a bike racer. He's I was going to say guinea fiddler. He's not a guinea fiddler. It's because he's going to amusement parks. It's because he's in bumper cars. You know what I mean? Amusement parks.
Why is Kiddie Fiddler the first thing that comes
You had me, and now you're losing me, Robert.
Yeah. No, he's not that. He's not that. Take it back. He scares the women and children. He can't do that. He can't fiddle any kids. It's not allowed. And he's also Sam Fisher. So he is Splinter Cell, which is awesome.
Wait, what?
And then, yeah, well, he's sneaking. He is Sam Fisher.
Is that official canon?
Yeah. Burger King games. No, as in he's not actually Sam Fisher, right?
Oh.
Tom Clancy
amazing.
never wrote about the Burger King.
And then he was also in a boxing game back in 2006 called. I've written this down, but I can't actually read our book. I've got first.
Fight Night Round 3.
Fight Night Round 3, that's it. I put first, I can't even read my own writing. So he's also a boxer as well. So brilliant. They make amazing food. Burger King makes incredible food, gives it to the masses, and then races bikes, punches people. And then also is Sam Fisher. Yeah, go on, Ryan.
What makes him the best king? You just said why Burger King's really good, but that's not what makes it the best king.
Because it is the best king. That does make him the best.
That is the world's shittest argument.
No,
because he is
no,
the
no,
best.
I've lost track. Are we talking?
Started,
Is your option the restaurant or is your option the Burger King?
well, it's the whole thing. It's the whole experience of Burger King.
No, pick one.
The mascot. No. That's not. The mascot comes with the restaurant. The restaurant is the best fast food restaurant that you can go to for a decent price to get good food.
Now, is your choice Burger King or the Burger King? Two different things.
But it's still Burger King. It's still Burger.
We're asking the question of what's the best king, not what's the best burger restaurant.
Yeah, best Burger King.
Yeah,
Burger King is the best
right.
restaurant.
He's taken
That's totally
king
fair.
to mean
That's king.
Burger King.
Yeah.
Fine. If you really want to stretch it, he's going Burger King as the king of fast food restaurants.
100%. I think the Burger King is the best because
Don't hide behind Jack's
realistically,
arguments.
I'm not saying he's got a strong case. I'm just saying it's there.
it is a strong case. Burger King it's a really good. But what more can I say than I've already said? It is the best restaurant that you can go to for that price.
Is it better than
because
Wimpy?
Although it's a bit pricey, yes, it's better than Wimpy. Well, you can't go anywhere to find a Wimpy unless you go to.
You should go on a walk with me.
Walk with me in Cannock Blooming Chase, or you go to. I think there's one in London, maybe.
Is there?
But there is one in London, yeah. But people know it. For,
Ryan's pilgrimage.
I'm hunting down that Wimpy. Daddy loves his Wimpy.
oh dear.
Put that on a shirt.
Daddy loves his Wimpy. But Burger King is, by far. Let's be honest, guys. If you want to eat yourself a nice fast food burger that will fill you up and doesn't taste of poo, you're going to go to Burger King. That's where you're going to go because there's lots of them. Like there's lots of McDonald's, there's lots of Burger Kings, there's lots of KFCs as well. KFC is incredible, but for burgers, Burger King is the go-to meal.
I feel like I have to default to Brandon, whatever he chooses, because I've never had Burger King in my adult life.
That is...
What?
Are you serious?
I'm serious. I've told you
What?
this before as well, but you've clearly forgotten.
Oh mate, I don't remember that because I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
Yeah.
It was a total lie. That can't be true.
Trauma. He's just blocked it out.
Genuinely,
You've not eaten them.
never had a Burger King in my adult life.
I understand
Oh my
this will go
gosh.
in Rob's favour, but do we pause the podcast so Ryan can go get a Burger King? What?
Yeah, I know, right? That's ridiculous. You can't...
Have you eaten tonight, Ryan? Do you need to
I have.
can you pull up Uber or something?
I am on some form of diet because it's, early in the year, so I feel like I have to. So I can't justify ordering a Burger King on a Monday night. So
I'm actually horrified by that news. I don't want you to be here anymore, Ryan. Can you leave?
Okay, bye.
So he has one less person to compete against. Don't listen to him.
yeah. Wow, okay, so next time we meet Ryan, we're going to get a Burger King and we're going to film it. We can put it on the Instagram.
We can.
Look at that.
We
The content.
should.
There you go.
Brilliant.
There you go. We'll film Ryan eating the vegan chicken burger because I think that's the one that really blows most people's minds because it's really good. It is really, really good.
Do you want that to be his first? I'm sure it's a great burger, but do you want that to be his first Burger King experience? Surely it should be something.
I don't want it to be a Whopper because a Whopper is good, but it's too much tomato
bacon
on a
double cheese
burger
all the way. We
bacon
all
double
know
cheese
that's the
is,
correct
100%. But the chicken royale is really, really good. I love the chicken royale. It's really tasty if you like your chicken burgers. But if you're not into chicken burgers and more into a beefy burger boy, then you'll go for the double bacon cheese. XL. That's what I go for. So that's what I've gone for, Burger King.
I'm currently Googling where's my nearest Burger King. So, just having a look.
So you say that by default, Ryan, I can't win this from your choice. But if your interest is piqued because of my telling of what a Burger King is,
I think we play it based on the current sort of everyone's current experience of Burger King. Come back next episode. Ryan's homework is to have had one, and he has the option to change his vote.
That is the best homework that I've ever had in my entire life.
We'll relitigate it quickly at the
Interesting.
start of the next episode.
it's going to be like episode 7.5.
You could make the argument if Burger King was the best option, Ryan would have had one by now.
Ooh.
Yeah, but like depending on what you guys have picked, it doesn't mean we've all enjoyed or know what that is. Guts was supposedly the best husbando, but I've never seen. So surely that argument applies to that as well. I've never seen Berserk.
In this world, there are universal truths. So I think Guts being the best husbando is like gravity existing. Like it's just one of those things that is true.
Also, you Googled it afterwards with like, Guts is hot, so...
Yeah, and Ryan is right now saying, "Oh, Burger King. Actually, I could slap that." Like because
Burger King is hot.
Burger King's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you just touch on the games as a gradually reforming achievement hunter / whore. Yeah, they brought out 3 or 4 Xbox 360 games as part of some sort of promotion for Burger King. They all were worth the full 1,000 gamer score and were, I believe, fairly easy. If you go onto like eBay now to try and... My cat is shouting at me. If you go on eBay now to try and get one of those games, they are expensive.
Really?
Expensive.
So Burger King feeding your belly, yeah, right, and also making you rich. Fuck yeah, Burger King's the fucking real king. Let's go. He's the best.
Making you rich.
Yeah.
Gamer score.
Yeah.
No, well, you said the games were expensive. You can sell the games.
Yeah, so if I want to buy a Burger King game, I'm going to have to take out a loan.
No, but the point is, if you had the Burger King game because you've been to Burger King, you could sell it, make lots of money, and buy a house.
But I don't have the game,
Maybe.
Robert.
No, but the point...
I don't have
I'm
a
not
burger
arguing
either.
this.
Right, but no, it's a good show, actually. It's a very good choice.
One last question for Robert before we move on to the next person. Fuck, marry, kill. Ronald McDonald, the Colonel, the Burger King.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Kill Ronald McDonald. Scares the shit out of me, man. Clowns are not my vibe. So killing him instantly. The Colonel. I'd probably marry the Colonel because you see, the chicken is... I'm going to say healthier. It is not healthy at all. But it's a healthier meal that you can eat frequently, right? He could make me some chicken. I'm sure he's a good lover as well. You know, like I could incorporate fried chicken into the bedroom. That sounds really great.
Isn't the Colonel a symbol of like white power and white nationalism in some parts of America?
So the Southern Colonel is, but I'm not sure that Colonel Sanders ever was. I think he was too late for that. I don't know.
Okay,
Too late.
don't make me regret my decision. Don't you regret my decision? I'll reform him. It's fine. Like we'll bring him open into the new ways. We'll change his whole like thing, right? And then I'll fuck Burger King. 100%, with his freaky mask on and his warm, cuddly robes.
I think I'm with
Definitely a
Rob.
great fuck.
Colonel Sanders is a DILF.
Yeah. Oh, the beard is absolutely bussing as well. What a beard, man. That's
And the little
sick.
tie thing that he's got going
Yeah.
on. Not many people can pull that off.
I think Ronald's going to be an absolute freak in the bedroom, so definitely fuck Ronald. Kill the racist.
No, he's a sex pest, Ronald McDonald. We all know it.
But it's another question. Maybe we answer on another podcast. But
Ryan's a fiend for that clussy.
Yeah. Well, who out of those three is the... Nah. Who's the biggest sex pest out of those three?
Oh, dear. Gosh.
I'm not being the
I mean, the
podcast
Burger
nonce.
King is the biggest.
We're a quarter of the way in.
Clussy. That's great. Oh, I love it. I love it. But no, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Burger King brand was here.
So-
What's yours? Go on.
So I've gone a different route. I, much like everyone else, immediately thought, King Dedede would be a good choice, but probably everyone thought that, so I binned him off. And instead, I took a little bit of a tangent. I think it's a reasonable choice. It's one of those ones where everyone's heard of it. Everyone knows who this is. I think it's quite an endearing story. And that story begins on the 8th of January in 1939 in the probably small town of Tupelo, Mississippi.
Okay, I thought you were going to say Bethlehem.
No. That's my backup.
I thought we were going there.
No, I instead have opted for the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley.
Oh.
Right. A few side
Essentially
facts.
the same thing.
Yeah, some would argue. Some would argue it's the same thing. Yeah, I mean, before all the music and what have you, served the US military for a few years, made the rank of sergeant, and won the Good Conduct Medal, which sounds nice. And yeah, it's just an absolute sensation. Everyone has heard of Elvis. Everyone knows a couple songs, maybe seen a couple movies. Just an absolute megastar, the definition really of the American dream. And I don't believe any real serious scandals either, which is a rarity when someone reaches that level of fame. Yes, there may have been a little bit of drug abuse, but they were prescription drugs, so it's okay. But he, I mean, according to a rough Google, over 700 songs, at least 54 movies. Bit ambiguous, but that's what it told me, and it just revolutionised rock and roll. And even if you aren't a huge fan of Elvis, from the musical perspective or the older movies, anything like that, you can't deny the influence he would have had on music, on just culture in general, especially for that time. And without Elvis, we wouldn't have had Johnny Bravo. So, and within his first year of officially producing music under a record label, 1 year sold 10 million records. Absolute powerhouse. Also, look at that fucking sequin jumpsuit, boys. Boy howdy.
You have a thing for picking these like big sort of burly men with like crazy costumes. So Randy Savage last episode.
Yeah, it was for Special Pass. Although if
still a selection. Still a selection.
the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, ladies and gentlemen. Not the restaurant.
It's quite thematic that we went from burgers to Elvis, considering that's
Yes.
largely why we thought the king of rock
He
and
didn't
roll
die.
died. He fucking ate himself.
Is
to
that how he
death,
actually
didn't
died?
It was a combination of an incredibly poor diet, because it turns out having 3 burgers for breakfast, lunch and dinner isn't that balanced a diet, and also a dependence and overdosing on prescription drugs. And again, it was I mean, he passed away at, he was aged 42, so this would have been the late 70s. I'm not sure it was a time where we really had all the research that they needed in terms of nutrition and you know, the long-lasting effects of certain prescription drugs. I mean, we probably could have said from that time, hey, maybe he's off a little bit, you know, pump the brakes a wee bit, Elvis. But he was just living his dream, man. He just wanted to bring joy, music to the world and just have a good time and just party. And you know what? Who can blame him? Who can say a bad thing about that?
I swear there were some controversies with the recent film that they didn't portray certain aspects of his character that were pretty controversial, isn't that?
Didn't watch the film.
The big thing with Elvis is pretty consistently that a lot of his music is based very heavily in black music. Like rock and roll comes from the black community, and then it was pretty much ignored everywhere until a white guy started taking it and doing the same thing with it. So there is that. But how much he as a person actually like was to blame there, it's difficult. I
don't think you can really blame Elvis for that, can we?
I mean,
if anything, he brought it to a wider audience.
Yeah, but it depends on his intentions with doing that. Did he actively go in saying, "Oh, I can take this and be big" as a white guy taking this thing, or was it the more altruistic, "I love this thing and I want to do it and take it to a wider audience"? And that's
I certainly think the latter. I don't think anyone would think that way at that
for
time.
The amount of money and things, people definitely would.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but they probably didn't know it would be successful at that time. And maybe again, this is a long time ago where opinions and views are very different, right? So it's also when you've got that sort of split in that mind frame, it's entirely possible that a lot of people may have turned away from it, or even said to him, "Listen, this is the wrong kind of music, for want of a better word," or you know. We want traditional white privilege music. You can't do anything with this. I don't think it would have been a case of I can profit off this and shun minorities. I'm not saying either way because I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I know that is a thing that he's often accused with. So I have no idea.
But Can't Help Falling in Love is an absolute banger. I love that song.
Hound
and that's
Dog,
not even rock
incredible.
Music. Hound Dog, good. That's good as well.
A little less conversation, brilliant.
I mean, he's good, to be fair. His music and his music is still great to listen to. It's such a vibe. So, yeah, that is a good shout. To be fair, I didn't really think about Elvis. That's a really good point. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad that no one's come out with my choices yet. So,
I had a little bet with my partner that Burger King and Elvis would come up, and so far I'm making a lot of money. So
really incredible.
Doing really good. He was also an avid collector of cars, I believe. He had some very nice cars. A really fucking big, I think it was a Cadillac, some big ass Cadillac he had that sold recently for a lot of money. That was cool. But he was also a gun nut, so that's a bit. I
don't think there's anything wrong with that. He wasn't going around, you know. I think you can enjoy a firearm in the comfort of your own ranch.
I mean, you're fair enough.
Yeah,
that's fair.
The other controversy that I remember about Elvis Presley is he was a nonce.
Was he?
What was
he?
he?
I mean,
His
hold on.
first wife was 14 when he was 24.
Oh, you gonna vote for a nonce over burgers?
Wait, are you going to try and defend this? Come on then, Brad.
No. I will. Not defend it. That's not quite the right word. You tell me that the Burger King isn't a nonce. Rob literally admitted he had a whole game about kiddie diddling. All right, so it's nonce v nonce right now, and I'm backing Elvis.
No, it's a wash.
No.
It's a nonce wash.
It's a nonce wash. We can't vote for any of them.
We can resort to our second choices if you'd like, because I can promise you that my second choice definitely isn't a paedophile in any way.
No, you've picked.
Yeah,
now,
but you've also picked a diddler, Robert.
He's not a nonce.
Is what I'm
No,
saying.
I just
You
said
introduced
that
him
was
as such. This is on you.
No, he's not. He's not a diddler.
You would have been in the clear.
Well, there's a thing of the Burger King looks like one. We have
we know
evidence that Elvis is or was.
It wasn't on.
Now,
now, out of interest, I'm not saying that it's okay, but how long was he married to that woman for? Did they get
Well,
married?
that was Priscilla.
That was Priscilla Presley, yeah. So he met her when she was 14 and they pursued each other. I think, yeah, according to her, they did not have sex until she was 21. So there we go.
Oh, that's very odd.
We'll have to take her word. But she was nicknamed the Child Bride at the time.
That
And they
doesn't
had
help
one
my
baby, and
case.
then he said he would not sleep with a woman who had a child.
Wow.
So I'm
Right,
just
okay.
really
Oh,
finding
God.
out some horrible things here.
I hate the recurring theme that it basically should be a segment on this show at this point, like Nonce Watch. Every episode, it always comes out that someone's a nonce.
We need to get the. If you guys that listen to this podcast ever watch Watch Dogs on BBC, we need to get that and then just sort of shoehorn in nonce. We could call it Watch Nonce
For some reason,
in a soundtrack.
I'm clearly too tired. I thought the Watchdog theme tune was Top Gear, but it's not. So that's just my brain firing on no cylinders, right?
Yeah.
He never
dear.
quite went that young again, but he did keep quite a large age gap until he died between his partners.
He was just the Leonardo DiCaprio of his day.
Of his time, yeah. Yeah, he as soon as they're old enough to drink in the US, he's not interested.
Wow.
So just like Leo.
It's make your mind up time. It's a shitburger versus a nonce. Let's
You can't say a shit burger if A, you've not eaten it, and B, you've not eaten it. So that's ridiculous. You can't say that.
Well, put it this way, you've not had a Burger King burger. Have you listened to and enjoyed an Elvis Presley song? All right, let's not worry about the connotations that we just finding out about.
Oh, here we go. I get to be Jack O'Sullivan with my spicy takes here. Much like the Beatles, I think Elvis is semi-overrated. There we go. I said it.
This has all come crashing down around me, really, hasn't it?
My decision is much simpler in that I'm going with Burger King for their vegetarian and vegan options. And also, I don't want to vote for a nonce. I'm sorry. He's got good music. Not voting for a nonce.
I'm gonna also
There's
vote
no
for
vegan option.
Gonna also vote for Burger King because I actually am quite interested in getting a Burger King now.
Sorry, are you saying the Beatles are overrated?
Yeah.
Is that just coming about?
Yep.
I don't
Yep.
think.
Just for the people at the back.
I just
the Beatles are
decided we
overrated.
didn't have the time to discuss
We're-
this.
We're really shutting down our podcast listening base because, bit by bit, Jack's already fucked it with the platformer thing. Now you're going in with these spicy
that's
takes on
specifically
music.
targeted at one person in our Discord.
You can't do that. The problem is
That
you're
makes
affecting
it
more.
worse somehow. Now it's just mean.
But no, the Crash Bandicoot's a bad game, Spyro's a bad game. I'll say it every episode. Let's go.
But Burger King is bossing because Burger King is the winner of
I
this
knew I
first
should have gone
round.
with Armored King from Tekken. God damn it.
I didn't even think about King from Tekken. There's a Tekken 1. Ryan, just checking you haven't gone with King from Tekken for your...
No, I haven't. Don't worry about it.
So there's complete the game with King, and you get the little scene, and I mean, everyone who's listening should go and watch Tekken 1 King ending scene on YouTube. It has the bad early PlayStation 1 model of King, bad early PlayStation 1 model of the environment, and then FMV superimposed children running from the orphanage towards him cheering. And it's so good.
Oh my
and that's
God.
it. It cuts when they get to him. There's no more context. Nothing there. You have to go out of the game and read the manual and shit to actually understand what the fuck is going on with this orphanage.
That's pretty cool.
That's
No, I
awesome.
love
It's
King.
so
King
good.
is sick. That's a really good... Is his name actually Armored King? Like, that's his full name? Or is that just
Armored
a type
King
of
is not
King?
the same as King.
Okay.
They are different.
Well, bring us your kings then, boys. Jack and Ryan, let's go. I want to hear them.
Do you want to go first?
You seemed desperate to go first, so I'll concede to you.
Okay.
Good sir.
I mean, I'm pretty confident with mine. I'm surprised he hasn't come up. There's another very closely related one that I thought might also come up that I suppose is now my second choice. But my choice is the King of Monsters. It's Godzilla.
Oh,
It's good.
It's Godzilla.
oh man.
I just 1954 was the first appearance of Godzilla. He is still going strong today. Like multiple film franchises, crossovers with Marvel, crossovers across everything. I mean, he is the kaiju. He is just the linchpin of this entire genre. And I do not think I have not enjoyed a thing he's been in, even from like the lowest budget crap stuff. It's enjoyable just because it's so cheesy.
The film that came out in 2015, I think, which I assume a lot of people didn't like, I thought was quite good. That was cool. When he did the big laser thing out of his mouth, it's like, oh my god. I was like vibrating in the chair. This is fucking amazing.
The fucking 1999 Godzilla, American version, where Godzilla is female now and there's eggs under New York. It's fucking good. It's so good.
I watched I'm trying to think. I think it was Jirinko Chi, and randomly in the middle of that anime, they just played a little bit of Son of Godzilla, and it was really weird. What the fuck is going on?
Godzilla is one of those. So, quick bit of background: Godzilla comes up out of the nuclear attacks against Japan during the Second World War. Godzilla is, I'm going to say personification, but it's this image of this unstoppable, uncontrollable disaster. Like he's always tied to radiation and things because he's a way of telling stories about that sort of disaster that comes from people. And so even going back and watching that 1954 film, it's so good. Like it's still such a good film. The whole plot is just crazy, but I love it. They do something that like stops him breathing in the water and shit. Yeah, like there's this whole side plot with the lab tech. It's so good. So it comes out of this fear of nuclear weapons, which is completely understandable as one of the few countries to have, in fact, I think maybe the only country to have them used against them in a conflict, at least on such a scale. And then he's just seeped into Japanese culture, and from there into world culture in a way, like you cannot watch many anime without seeing references to Godzilla at some point, particularly joke anime, but things like Neon Genesis Evangelion does not exist without Godzilla. So, in fact, and then the director creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion comes forward in the future to direct and write a Godzilla film, Shin Godzilla. Which is one of the best because it just focuses on the people in a way that it is one of the few physical movies that I still own is Shin Godzilla, because I absolutely adore that movie and the way that it looks at these panicking government bureaucrats as Godzilla is just destroying Tokyo. And like in the way that Marvel and DC supervillains are synonymous with their heroes, like Godzilla has this expanded universe of Rodan and Mothra, and Godzilla Jr., which are so fucking good. I mean, I don't think we get films like Jurassic Park without Godzilla.
No,
I think the modern, and particularly the 90s, but also just modern disaster movies don't really exist in the same way without Godzilla and kaiju cinema. And that comes through into modern Marvel films for love them or hate them. Like they share a lot of similarities there. Pop culture, it's one of those inflection points in pop culture that make Godzilla the king of kings and the king of the monsters. I love Godzilla and I get really excited. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Does he?
Burger King have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
That's rad.
I
What
took a
the
picture next
fuck?
to it when I went to LA because I thought it was fucking cool as fuck.
So, yeah.
That's a great choice.
It's a very good choice.
I'm sure
That
you
is
can
really
guess who my second choice would have been based on that. They're quite tightly related.
Charles
They
second.
fought- Yeah, that's it.
Ah,
The Godzilla.
Jesus. This bracket is absolutely
King Charles
shat-
versus Godzilla, 1962.
Yeah, it's a good movie. No, that's incredible. Slight tangent though. I was.
He was a nonce.
No. It was actually a very loving father. No, Robert. I was. In fact, I think it was halfway through one of my my Weeb Wednesdays. I was hanging out. You came in. We were talking about Godzilla, and you slated Godzilla. You were slating those movies.
What did I
Robert,
say?
Robert did.
Me?
You came in, you're like, I couldn't watch any Godzilla now, they're too
I was going to
old.
say, holy shit. I'd be like, no, I wouldn't say a bad thing against
No,
Godzilla.
you wouldn't. You'd
No, me,
regale us
me.
with tales. But
So this
you
is
got
why I said
right
the
on it. You were
2015
like,
version.
oh, shit.
Yeah, the old ones are like puppety weird shit. Like I wouldn't watch that, but because I've got no nostalgia for it, so watching it now, I'm like, this is
Robert,
just a joke.
I don't have nostalgia for a film that was created in 1954.
You're an old man, Jack. You were definitely born then. You can tell by
They
the
are
hair that isn't on your
just-
head.
Like, in the same way that you can watch so many black and white films, you can do it, Robert. And they are
No, I
still
can't.
good and possibly better than a lot of modern films.
This seems to be this thing, right, where I have the attention span of a goldfish and I can't watch this old stuff. Like I'm struggling to watch some of this old anime I've got to watch at the moment. I'm like, this just is not my thing. But, yes, I agree, Brandon, I won't watch that stuff. But this is why I said the 2015 version, which probably everyone said was shit. I was like, this is sick.
That was good.
Because it's
That
a
was a
big
good movie.
lizard that's shooting like lasers out of his mouth. Like, this is fucking awesome. Like, and we watched. Sorry, Brian. Sorry.
You have that exact same thing in all the old Godzilla. Like, fair enough. I got to point this out. I love the whole Godzilla franchise. Every single movie I absolutely adore. So the old films are like that, but just bonkers and fun. And
Yeah.
they go through so many different emotions and directors that it's serious in the 54 version, all the way through to fucking literally Godzilla suplexing other monsters because it's just a
Yeah.
fun kids movie.
The
It's
fucking
just a,
goofy shit.
yeah, it's just fun.
Godzilla versus Megalon is a fucking
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's just, there are, like, every era of Godzilla, and Godzilla has gone through multiple eras. Like, the eras of Godzilla are understood through the eras of Japan. There is Showa era Godzilla, there is Heisei era Godzilla. Like, you list them based on the emperor of the time.
Yeah, man. Also, back to musical theme for me. The Godzilla theme is an incredible piece of music as well.
It's a cultural
Some-
touchstone.
Yeah, and somehow only just slightly made better when they sampled it for a rap track with Simon Says by Pharoah Monch, which is an incredible song. Incredible. Ryan, good luck. Holy shit.
But I do want to. So you can't watch old films, or you just can't watch old films where someone's in a like it's not CGI, it's someone in a costume, and the effects aren't.
No, if I haven't watched the old film and have the nostalgia sort of touch for it, then I'm just not bothered.
Well, so if we put on like Citizen Kane or Maltese Falcon, like all of these older films that are supposed to be like the best of their genres, you're just not.
No. I just haven't got really much of an interest in it. Like, it depends. I guess it depends on how it's filmed. Because what are we saying by old? Are we saying older than 20 years, 25
Yes,
years,
Robert.
30 years?
Not filled to the brim with CGI that makes up
Like
for not having a
Casablanca.
plot.
Can
Yeah.
you sit and watch Casablanca?
No, I don't think I could. I don't think I could. I don't know. I just don't really have the interest in
Schindler's
that.
List?
Really.
Like that's a relatively
Schind-
more recent
yeah.
one.
But you see, I've watched Schindler's List, so I like Schindler's List. This is the thing. Like, if I've got something about it, I'm like, I like that. Like, I really like Scrooged, the Christmas film Scrooged. Now, that's quite old, but I really like that because it reminds me of watching it with my, like, dad and my mum. So I'm like, yeah, I love that film, and I'll keep watching that film. It is funny. It's really good. But I just don't know. When you guys are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to watch this. I keep going back to anime because I'm a massive nerd. But every time you're like, I'm going to watch this really old Gundam, I'm like, Why?
Because it looks better than modern anime.
What? No, it does
Yeah,
not.
the art
it does
style's
not.
so much
no,
better.
it doesn't. Because it progresses. It progresses on. You guys are like,
No,
it's better.
it didn't
back
progress.
then. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was
generic.
No, it's all. Oh no, I'm not having this argument.
No,
This is ridiculous. It's all moved on.
90s anime aesthetic is what gives me life.
70s, 80s, 90s, I think all have fantastic things about them. And then I think like 2000 onwards, anime just went into this sort of super moe, like ooh phase that I think it just has no.
It's part of that because it isn't drawn anymore. Like it's all obviously
Yeah, and it looks like crap.
computerized.
I agree. Like we should acknowledge this is a general fucking tangent on the state of media in 2023, but like you should acknowledge that we are trending towards like big CGI, big budgets, stuff that looks really cool that holds your attention for 2 hours, right? But you also have to appreciate older media because it holds a lot of cultural value, not just cultural value that you can be like, oh, it holds value, so I must watch it. No, it's genuinely also good because, you know, Godzilla, old Jurassic Park uses really good practical effects. It's well written. You can list a whole reasons why older media is still on par with big budget modern stuff like today. It's the same with older anime. The aesthetic is like, it just has something that new stuff doesn't have, right? Yes, we've got all the flashy stuff with Demon Slayer, but you don't have the stuff which is the pure aesthetic joy, which is fucking Sailor Moon of like the 90s and early 90s. It's just not there. You have to appreciate older media for that.
And it's also not that it can't be done, because it can. Like, you look at Chainsaw Man as a really recent one. Like, a lot of the fight scenes in that are CGI, but they're done with the extra sort of budget and effort and artistry to actually make it fit and work and look fantastic in a way that most don't. A lot of it is just they're trying to get the most money possible out of the lowest budget possible, and that's why it's tilting towards this stuff. And you have the old sort of mangaka, like, who are involved in stuff, and I don't know what the anime equivalent is, but like we just had this week Leiji Matsumoto died, who did Space Battleship Yamada, and you'll know them as the person who worked with Daft Punk on Interstellar, Rob.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I saw the news. Yeah.
And we just don't get that style anymore because they're not anime characters that we have. They don't look like the stereotypes that we've settled on. The same thing, like in the West, it's very much a trend towards Marvel. Everything is Marvel now. Like the way that things are written is Marvel, and it's the same thing happening in a different way. And grey, everything is grey.
I just think it needs to. It just needs to grab me a bit more, right? And like I watched Cowboy Bebop recently, like a couple of years ago. Now that was incredible. I really, really enjoyed that. But a big part of that for me was music, because the music was incredible in it as well. And it was good. It looked really, really good. But the story itself, sometimes I was like, what is this? Just sometimes, but I did really enjoy it. And it was, I can really appreciate it. I love Cowboy Bebop. It's really, really good. But I'm very much in the boat. And this is the same with like cars and stuff as well. A lot of people fascinate over old things, and I totally understand, like, from that perspective as well. It's all progressed from somewhere, right? But everything is so good now that I'm like, well, I want to watch the stuff now. Like, I've been watching Mob Psycho, looks amazing, and the story is amazing. Like, it looks different to stuff that I've watched before. So I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed Demon Slayer as well, and I understand that's flashy, and that's pretty much all it is, and the story is very generic. It is. I totally understand, but I don't know, I just really enjoy that, I guess, and it's really hard for me to be... I've tried it. I'm doing it now, literally watching all these old Ghibli films. I'm like, man, I'm just not like... I mean, I have the hot take. I'm going to get hated for this, but I really did not enjoy Norse Grow the Valley of the Wind, like, at all. And it looked good, and the music was cool, but it just did not grab my attention whatsoever. I was like, oh, this is really dull. Like, for some reason, I'm not vibing with it. And I can understand people's opinions on it, saying it's incredible, and people have read the manga, and they've got a bit more link to it from that side. But for me, I don't know. My brain just goes into no mode.
It's just so smooth that things just fall off.
Yeah. It's aerodynamic. Now, do you find we're going on such a tangent, but I'm weirdly fascinated at the same time. Now, because I enjoy newer anime and newer stuff because it looks shiny and very well good.
I'm not saying that I don't enjoy newer stuff, by the way. I'm just there's the signal to noise, like the wheat versus chaff ratio, seems like it's shifted in a way where there's a lot less that I find that I enjoy coming out compared to what there is, and maybe part of that is I can just go and watch only the good stuff from the 80s and actually ignore all of the bad stuff because no one's bothered preserving that. So there is part of that. Like, I know that that's a factor, but there is like an artistic style there that we don't see. And I think in a lot of films and other things, like there's just this things have become more generic as places have worked out exactly what's going to make them the most money.
That I think it's also things like anime and that it's a much bigger industry now, so you get just a lot more coming out and quicker as opposed to it used to be. But Rob, sort of going back, do you find that you'll be put off by something just because it's old? Because there'll be older stuff that has really good story, won't look as nice, the same quality won't be as good, but it'll still have very good story, or equally something that's old, story may be a bit sort of generic, but has great music and art direction. And similarly, there'll be stuff that comes out more recently, like Demon Slayer, looks fantastic. Story, let's be honest, kind of generic. I can't wait to go watch more of it because it looks great and the same design and everything's brilliant, but it's still very generic. I feel like there's, you can have those different good qualities across all eras. I don't think you should ignore older stuff by assuming that it's all old and crap and shit when there can still be great stories or, plot lines and other great aspects in there that are possibly better than stuff you'll have coming out in this season.
Yeah, maybe, but that's time, innit, mate? Like, what I want to watch after work, you work and whatever and everything else you do, I've got a very small amount of time to go, right, what do I do with this time? Do I want to traipse my ass through all this old stuff that potentially I might not like, or go for the flashy shit that makes my brain go happy? And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that because it's, for me, that's what I like to see. That's what I like to watch. I like that kind of just flashiness of of new anime. But I do appreciate older anime. Fine. Yes, I understand the way it's drawn. It does look cool. It is an aesthetic that's really nice, but I don't know. I can't think back on like older anime I have watched and I've been like, yes, this is awesome. Like Akira, for example, is good. It's got a bit of a cult following, Akira, right? Like, and it does look cool. It does look really cool. But the film, it was okay. I don't know. Like, that was it. It was okay. Like, I watched it on a flight. I was like, yeah, okay. I don't feel I've wasted my time watching this, but when I watch things like Demon Slayer, I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to watch the next one. Like, I want to keep going. Like, I do not want to stop, and I'll keep going until I've watched the entire season. That's it. Mob Psycho, same thing. Every season, go. I just want to go as fast as possible. Like, this is awesome. Like, because between that and playing games and watching films and doing other stuff, seeing friends and stuff, like, for me, I'm like, nah.
No, I completely agree. There's too much shit to do and watch and play, and you're never going to have time to do it all. I completely agree with that. But you
just
also
do what I do, cut out friends. It's easier that way.
Well, yeah, that's what I do. Like this is all I've got now. I've cut everything else off. But we're at a point where obviously it's older shit, but people have already watched it to know what's good and what isn't. So you can
but that's what's good and what isn't for the people that have watched it. So like Jack saying, I keep going back to Gundam, but it's just because it's easy one to go for. He absolutely loves it. This boy will literally watch seasons and seasons of old Gundam and not overwatching newer stuff, right? And I've tried it. We've tried that shit, and I'm like, I'm not enjoying this.
I mean,
even Gundam Wing, I'm like,
I say I really don't like it. I do not enjoy Seed very much, Gundam Seed, so maybe you'd really like that one. As like a litmus test.
I think to bring this back to this is a hell of a tangent, but it's the most probably the most intellectual chat we've had on this podcast. I think, yes, I agree with you on time is short, you're knackered, you want to watch something that you know you're going to enjoy. But we live in an age where we can Google top 10 X and it'll give you top 10 from all time. And then if all you need to do is spend 10 minutes collating all those lists and then judging people's opinion on Reddit or YouTube to go, actually, this is good, this is how I feel about this. And then you collate your own list. You spend an extra half an hour looking at stuff and you've actually got a list from today, from 10 years ago, from 20 years ago, from where you've got all this media, which is the best, the cream of the crop that's not necessarily today. It might be, some parts of it may be today, but other parts are going to be from like 10, 20 years ago.
I think that's it. Like, obviously, like, I put early Godzilla films up there in the films that I love to just rewatch and watch. But okay, I see that they're not for everyone. But there are films from that era and slightly later and things that are, like, universally agreed on as being some of the best cinema of all time from, like, a technical perspective, a theoretical perspective. And the idea that you would just not bother with them because they're old is maybe what I think is confusing me the most.
I can understand it, though.
Okay. The list thing, yeah. Music, fuck yeah. I'd do that with music because I would rather spend my time listening to music than I would watching old shows. Like, I would happily listen to loads of old music. Not a problem at all. But I just... TV, for me, I don't watch loads of TV. I just don't. Like, I watch anime when I watch TV, and otherwise the only other reason the TV's on is if I'm playing a game, you know? So... maybe it's because of my actual exposure to
it's a time
is
sink
minimal.
Issue.
Compared to you guys, you watch a lot more like Netflix stuff. You watch a lot more, I don't know, all this other like movies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, I've really got to force myself to watch a film, otherwise it ain't happening. So, because it's just, I don't know. I just, out of everything that we can do, listen to music, play games, watch films, watch series. I have a wank. Well,
now, would you choose vintage porn, or would you one of the most cutting edge?
The artistry just isn't there anymore.
It's just
I think
different.
we just moved towards a generic style.
Now to play devil's advocate, and at the end of the day, Robert, it's your life. You do what you want. If you want to, you watch. I have no control over it. Deep down, who cares? But to play devil's advocate, if I was to suggest to you, because I think it is possibly a time sink versus how old it is issue, that how you judge things. If I was to say, look, there's an anime, it is globally rated in the top 10 ever, one of the best things ever. It's 12 episodes you got to get through, but it's from 1993. Would you watch it? Would you be like, no?
No. If you guys really push the point and were like, watch this thing, Rob, because it will change your fucking life, right? Now, to be fair, I didn't watch Cowboy Bebop, and it was not on my radar until you guys were like, you really should watch Cowboy Bebop, right? I was like, oh, and I just nudged that off for ages.
And just never picked it up.
It's still here. It doesn't fit me, though. It's a bit more strappy top on me. But when you said that, I then sat down, watched it, and yeah, 100%. It was amazing. And the music was amazing. Like, the music was awesome. Like, I still listen to it now. So, it's not to say I wouldn't do it, but if you're giving me my will to do what I want, which hopefully is the case after work or whatever on the weekend, I'm like, what do I want to do? I'll listen to music and I'll play games. So that's what I want to do. And even watching anime, like, I don't watch loads and loads, but the stuff I do watch, I'm like, there is like a list of newer anime that I want to watch, or newer is in, like, you know, recent 10 years or whatever. So I'm like, I want to watch that. That's what I want to watch. So, but that's just me. Which is why you guys know all these niche references to stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. But anyway, Ryan, King, let's go, because we're like fucking hour.
Oh, yeah, what's the topic this week? What are we doing? Sandwiches?
What are we doing?
King of the Monster, Ryan. What are you choosing?
I can't believe we've had like a 20-minute tangent on the nature of media.
I think I actually passed out a little bit during that. Where am I? What?
But yeah, this is going to seem fixed, but it's generally not. So I went through I literally spent an afternoon last weekend researching like historical kings, and then came to the conclusion that history is just dick swinging. It's just who won this battle, who won this war. And I'm like, this is fucking why I didn't take fucking A-level and undergraduate history because it is just fucking white men swinging their dicks
I
about.
did. It's shit.
I almost did. Literally, I went to the University of Nottingham for an open day and fell asleep because the guy was so dull. But then I decided to do really old history, essentially. So, whatever. That's what it is. I mean, it's pretty.
Dinosaurs had bigger dicks to swing. Let's go.
So, my king isn't historical because I got bored of reading Wikipedia for about an hour.
I thought you said kink then.
No.
I thought we were going in a really
No.
another tangent.
But you might not be able to believe this, but I went from a king with a G, not a K. I went for King Ghidorah. From
No!
genuinely, I went for King Ghidorah. So King Ghidorah, if you don't know, is part.
Rob's
of,
googling it now.
Is part of the Godzilla universe. He's a huge 3-headed golden dragon, essentially. But he was responsible, apparently, according to the Godzilla universe, for the extinction of the dinosaurs. He's enslaved humanity multiple times, and he's generally only defeated if Godzilla and his friends team up. So if we're doing Godzilla versus King Ghidorah would win on a one-on-one fight, usually, because most times he appears in the movie universes. He has to get like double or triple teamed by like Mothra or other Monsterverse pals. But yeah, he's literally called King Ghidorah. He is technically, king of the monsters, rather than Godzilla, in my opinion. He's super powerful. He's like literally the arch nemesis of Godzilla. Which is, I promise, why this episode's not scripted. I picked this independently. Me and Jack didn't chat about this. He's he's seen to be the arch nemesis of Godzilla. He appears as the antagonist in the most Godzilla films. Unlike a lot of the monsters that appear in Godzilla, he's never teamed up with Godzilla. They've never been on the same side. They've always hated each other. They've always fought for like 50 years. And yeah, he's called King Ghidorah. That's his name.
This is pretty
it's not
sick.
King Godzilla, is it? It's Godzilla, maybe King of the Monsters. He's cool as fuck. He's got 3 heads. He's golden. He's the arch nemesis of Godzilla. It's fucking scripted, just like the Super Bowl.
Ryan was... Brian, you go, Ryan.
No, hey.
Holy shit. No, I don't know, man. Ghidorah flies through space, fucking shit up as well. He doesn't care about things like oxygen.
He literally
just fucks off.
Ghidorah,
He destroys planets on a whim. Like, that's cool as fuck. Godzilla, like, pusses around and thinks about ethics. King Ghidorah's like, nah, fuck you. Off you fuck. You're dead. Also, I'm gonna put this out there. He's not a nonce.
Can we get a fact check? Because I thought Elvis wasn't a nonce, and then that bombshell's been dropped on me today. So can we get a...
If he flies through space and blows planets up and shit, that's sick. That is truly sick. Like,
Mate, you can still say, yeah, fuck yeah, that's cool to a 3-headed golden dragon, because it's fucking cool as fuck.
Yeah. To be fair, we all, a couple episodes ago, I think, I'm losing track, we all went, fuck yeah, that's cool to, what was it, Magic? That Marvel character Jack pulled out his asshole that no one's heard of. That was rad as shit. Not a fucking clue what it is. It was cool.
She's very cool.
Yeah, that's all I have to say about my favourite 3-headed golden boy.
So Ghidorah and Godzilla are, enemies where Godzilla sort of has this. He won't just fuck things up for the sake of it. He sort of, Ghidorah is all about like destroying for destruction's sake. I still think Godzilla is the king purely as like, okay, in a 1-on-1 fight, Ghidorah wins. I'll admit that, of course, yeah. But
that's sick. And MF Doom is sick. That music is awesome. Yeah. Oh.
So you're trying to pull the Burger King argument, essentially. The king of restaurants.
Yeah.
The king of monsters.
Yeah, is it King Ghidorah the mascot or the restaurant? What are you voting for?
It's the restaurant, King Ghidorah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing: MF Doom put out an album under the name
As
King
Ghidorah,
Ghidorah.
yeah.
So that's it's kind of doing it.
Yeah, he was fantastic. It was trying to think what the album was called now. Take Me to Your Leader or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He can't fight him one-on-one. You're right, but Godzilla's got friends.
Yeah,
Ghidorah
but through the power
doesn't.
of friendship is the worst trope in fucking media, so fuck off.
Unless he's teaming up with fucking Rodan, Mothra, then it's pretty fucking sick. Or, like, Mechagodzilla gets involved.
Oh, Mechagodzilla. Can this be a podcast
Kong.
about Godzilla, please? Because I fucking love
It's
Godzilla.
getting close to it. I'm voting Ghidorah, I think.
Oh,
He's
Godzilla is... I think Godzilla's design is better. I'll submit to you lot, but...
I think Ghidorah's a bit more drippy. I don't know.
I love
man.
Ghidorah. I really love Ghidorah. I think Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is fantastic, but Godzilla's like design through time has been consistently better.
Have you not seen Mecha Ghidorah?
I have.
Mecha
and I
Ghidorah's
still...
rude as fuck.
No, I'm sorry. There's always a mecha one.
Also, remember, I don't know, this is a tangent for people, well, whatever. Remember when we all watched King of the Monsters, Godzilla? And then Mecha Godzilla turned up out of nowhere and we all collectively lost our shit. Spoilers for Godzilla, but whatever. Fucking cool.
Wasn't that Godzilla vs King Kong? And I
yeah,
streamed
it
it for
was.
everyone. Yeah, that movie was
That's true.
dumb as shit.
And technically, I think the in-universe thing for that is Mecha Godzilla came about because...
It's being controlled by Ghidorah's
Yeah.
decapitated head.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sorry.
Like
this
they've
is-
got one of Ghidorah's heads, and
Oh.
I one-on-one fight, as I said, they don't, but design-wise and impact in pop culture, I think you have to explain who Ghidorah is. You could
True.
go to anyone and say the word Godzilla, and they know Godzilla.
I know my vote isn't counting because technically I've won, but I would have voted for Godzilla because I fucking love him, so...
I look, it's a tough fight to fight a fucking alien planet-destroying three-headed dragon.
So there we go. So the winner is King Ghidorah then, is that what we're saying? There it is. Good job, Ryan, with a three-headed dragon. That's sick.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So, this week's Smash or Pass.
Are we doing it? Because you want to do it? You want to do this?
If you've prepared one, we'll
If you
do it.
okay, well, I got two, and I didn't know which one to go for because at the start, I was like, I'm a bit conflicted about what I should choose. So I'm gonna pick.
Before you start, for those people
Yeah.
that might have joined us late on the old bandwagon of Best Buddies, Smash or Pass is a segment where every week somebody presents a potential Smash character, and this week it's Rob presenting his choice on who would he think would be included in Super Smash Bros.
If this is your first one, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we've had a tangent about the nature of media.
I know, bloody hell. It's a long one. It's a big one. I ain't editing this one either, so...
Yeah, no, I'm editing.
I did the last one, I think, or the one before last. so-
Oh, Ryan, looks like you're editing
it's
this
on,
one.
it's on for you, bud. It's on for you. Right, okay, so what I've gone for is kind of inspired by some stuff I've been watching recently, which is weird to say when I tell you what this is. I was like, what's really different? Again, we want something a bit different. I've been burnt now. I'm not picking anyone from video games because I'm not touching that whole thing, right? So what would work really, really well in terms of some movesets they can use, some items that they can use, right? So I'm going to go for the popular American commercial seller Billy Mays, who sells essentially shit. Who sells shit in infomercials in America. I'm getting some really blank faces. Do you guys know who
No,
Billy
I know,
Mays
I
is?
know exactly who it
I
is.
gotta
Okay.
Google this shit, man. Billy.
Okay,
You'll-
Billy
you'll
Mays.
know.
Imagine
Billy
like,
Mays here.
yeah, Billy Mays here. Billy Mays here with OxyClean. So
Hey.
that guy, okay? Yeah? So, what a character to have in Smash. He is full of life, shouting. I don't want any normal speaking. He's got to shout everything he says. Absolutely everything he says. I'm already getting a hand up. Go on. I'm not even finished yet. Go on.
No, didn't Barry Scott come in at one point to this discussion about Smash or Pass?
No? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because if not, he's not Barry Scott, so he doesn't get in. There you go.
No, he's not Barry Scott, but Barry Scott only did seal it back. That's all he
Ryan's
did. He didn't
just
do
trying to
anything
wrap
else.
this up now.
Okay.
Edit it, so he needs it over.
No, okay, so first he's got to shout everything. He's got some great taunts he can use because I swear at the end of every single infomercial he says, and for a special time only, I'm going to give you 2 of them for the price of 1. That should definitely be one of his taunts for sure. He has an array of items that he can use at his disposal, right? OxyClean is a really popular one. We've got Mighty Tape. That's some fucking pretty strong sticky tape. Mighty Putty, you heard of that? Some fucking incredible putty. He puts it on his hand, right? Yeah? And then he fucking gets a car to drive over it. Who needs that shit? It's amazing. It's so good. He also sells ESPN as well. So you could just put that in, I suppose, like Impact Gel, stuff like that. Go on. Yeah, go on.
He doesn't have any
talk. You don't have to put your hand up.
costumes.
What costumes does he need?
He wears.
What costumes does he need?
He wears one blue shirt and fucking chinos.
Okay,
That's not-
I have something to add. Before his final Smash, he needs to do a line. Because I'm pretty sure that's how he died.
Yeah, that was my little caveat. That dude died of a cocaine overdose. Is that what you want the children doing, Robert? Is that the sort of character you want to put out there?
Is the enjoyable drug. That's what really is fueling. That's what's fueling his rage in that game. That's why he'd be so good. Can you think of all the shit that he'd use?
And can you say that Mario is not doing lines of coke before going into?
Yeah, he's just a normal plumber from Romford before he takes all the coke, mate.
Romford, New York.
It's a bit weird why he keeps rubbing his gums in some of these games. I don't really get it. So
what's his
guess it'll
moveset?
make sense now.
What's his down air?
What? Who? Mario's?
No, you player.
Oh no, sorry. I'm talking about Billy Mays. Oh, sorry. Okay. Down air. What could his down air be? Okay. I'd like to use the gopher, which is like a hand claw grabber thing. I think that should be a down air. Or actually, that should be all air attacks because it's a reaching air attack, right? I want OxyClean because that's his popular advert to be his ultimate smash, right? In the infomercial, he uses a big like vat of this stuff. And I want him to get big vat out when he does his smash. But if he actually catches people, they go in the vat and then they burn to fucking death with the OxyClean. That's sick.
Nintendo is not approving that, so I'm out.
Oh, this is the whole
What's
point
his
of this.
down
Is
be?
what do you want in it? Oh bloody hell! This is ridiculous.
No, I got fucked last time because of not having a move set after coming up with something in 3 minutes.
Okay, fine,
so I'm
fine.
here bitter. All right.
Okay, down B, I think should be a swipe, but with a Zorbies cloth, which is like a chamois.
No, he's not in. He's not in Smash. He's not in Smash.
Yeah, he's just
Oh
a
my
man.
God.
He's too similar to Mario and Luigi and all the other just generic.
Fucking hell.
Human
This is going to be
beings.
impossible. We're not adding anyone else to this game
If
anymore.
you said Barry Scott, yeah, sure.
But why? He's just a man and all he has is Sillet Bang. And then you'll be like, what would his
I've
fucking neutral air
I've
be?
never
I don't know,
heard of this
squirts
man.
more fucking Sillet Bang? Who fucking knows, mate? This guy has literally not hundreds, that's the wrong thing to say, tens of products that he sold that he could be like, look at all this cool shit. He's got a fucking armband, right?
I'm not having capitalist the
Red
human.
with a black.
Ridiculous. Well, that's what I'm going for. I'm going for Billy Mays.
Right, I'll be honest. Here's where I stand. I actually really like the idea and would naturally say yes, but I'm actually still so bitter about last time I'm saying no.
You can't do that. That's not fair. You can't look back.
What are you going to do about it?
I mean,
That's what we do every week, mate.
You can't
be bitter.
judge. Yeah, but you can't judge.
No,
then
I got
then
fucked.
nobody's going to vote for
So I'm
anything.
spreading it around, all right?
Nothing.
hey, look,
and I.
Robert, I'll vote for you.
Thanks, mate.
I'm not. It's a shit choice.
No, oh, I don't think it's a particularly good choice, but I know he's got 2 no's, so I can just say yes and get some brownie points.
Yeah. Randy
little
Savage was an incredible suggestion, and he got shot down because I only had 2 minutes to pull it together, so no one gets in Smash.
Oh my god. An eye for an eye and the world will soon be blind. I think a bloke said that. Ridiculous. This podcast, that's it. No one else
Yeah,
is in
Elvis
Smash.
Presley, wasn't it?
No.
Nah, he said fuck
No,
When
it.
he was nonsense.
No, I actually quite like the idea. I think he needs more outfits, but no, it's actually
But
a yes.
does he need more outfits? 'Cause
My rant
there-
aside, it is a yes.
But there are characters in Smash that don't have outfits. They just have different coloured shirts, man.
Yeah,
so
but-
just give him different coloured shirts.
Yeah,
he could
no,
have
no,
a
that's
blue
fine.
one. He could have one that's had too much OxyClean on it, and it is white. He could
Mate,
have
stop
a black one.
shilling OxyClean. I will not have
it's
this
a-
fucking
it's
shilling of OxyClean. Stop selling it. You're a fucking
Look,
Avon
look.
salesman at this point. Piss off.
I'm telling you, it's a great addition to the game. It's extraordinarily different. There is no infomercial currently on, or commercial or advert, that's currently on Smash Brothers, right? It is different. Yeah?
Right, so
And he-
what class of fire is he? You can clinch it by saying
fist. He's got to be hand-to-hand combat, because his items that he uses, like that's his like range, I guess, in terms of like what you can do in terms of special stuff. But he punches. He's a punching man. Have you seen him? He's a punching man.
He's definitely, after a fat
probably-
line as well, he's a punching man.
Yeah, and he's strong enough to put some putty on his hand and then have a car drive over him. Which,
No,
if you watch that commercial, he definitely
Right,
comes up from that. It's like,
I think
shit, that hurts.
I'm still down as a yes, but also to make it better, I think he needs to do a line before his final smash. that has to be like just a really over the top animation before it goes into the final smash. Like that's where you can counter while he's pulling out a note to roll up. He's getting the mirror ready.
I also just realised I can't say the whole cocaine abuse thing is a negative because the very first suggestion was Tony Montana, and
Yeah, so we've already got a coke addict.
so too similar to Tony Montana.
The other thing is the putty thing. I want him to like one of his moves to just have that on like Hulk hands.
Yeah, that'd be
Beat
sick.
the shit.
And just punch people. It's
That'd be
awesome.
pretty good.
It's awesome. He's got so much to the disposal at his disposal.
no.
Brill.
I'm vetoing. Can't be arsed.
So Ryan's no, Jack's yes, and Brandon, you're no, or are you yes?
No, I'm gonna. Now that I've had my rant, I am gonna say yes because it's
You
not
fucking
feeling good.
kidding me? This is
No,
bullshit.
Billy Mays is a good.
Mays,
No,
let's go.
it's
I need to change.
This
it's
is
all-
a travesty.
I'm joking.
no. I mean,
yeah.
this entire format's bullshit. Let's be honest. But I like Billy Mays, man. Like it pained me a
Godzilla
little
should've
bit because I just had to get some anger out after last time. I'll
And
be honest.
Zorbies is one cracking advert. It's a good advert, Zorbies.
It's so
Alright,
good that I've
you need
forgotten
to-
it.
You need to chill out with the marketing a little bit, Robert. Okay, we're not actually getting.
No, the advert's good. It's good.
I've got a proposition quickly. If we get a unanimous vote, could we get rid of Billy Mays and put Godzilla in Smash?
Yes.
And then at least Godzilla gets something.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that does sound good. Actually.
No, that's bullshit. You can't. It's my Smash or Pass.
Sounds good.
Don't
Wait,
make
wait,
these fucking rules
wait.
up. Like this is no.
It's all made up. Robert, this means nothing. It's just four dudes chatting bollocks for way too long.
We're seven podcasts. If you start this fucking podcast series, we're all like, I don't really know what to say. We're 7 episodes in, and now I just fucking
Brutal.
all I want to do is just fucking shout at everyone.
What, Robert? What was your? You said you had 2. What was your other choice? What was your other suggestion?
Oh, the other suggestion was the Rat Pack.
Godzilla.
So I went for Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr.
absolutely
and Dean
put
Martin.
Frank Sinatra
You
in
have
Smash.
walked in
So
with
what
that.
my thing for that, so it was Pokemon Trainer, and the plan was so to have one is Melee. So we got Melee. We'd use God, I've written it all down.
Yeah, trombone.
It's got to be Dean Martin because he kicks a lot because of the song. I get a kick out of you. Frank Sinatra, Mafia Connection. Fucking shoots
They
people
all
with
had
his
a
little
Mafia
gun.
connection.
Yeah, but Frank
yeah.
Sinatra is like mafia. You know what I mean? That's what when I think of mafia, I think of Frank Sinatra, and the landfill business in Italy, and then for like swordsman, we'll give Sammy Davis Jr. a cane. Sick. Like what? I thought that was a cool idea, but I didn't have enough. I wasn't passionate enough about it. I was like, no, I'm going to go for Billy Mays. Well, I've won with Billy Mays because 2 people said yes. So,
just a quick nonce check.
Oh, they probably have, mate. Let's be honest, they probably
standard procedure nonce check.
They probably have. Let's be
Should
honest.
we get a counter for this episode?
They were
Fuck
probably.
hell.
They were also, Frank Sinatra is extraordinarily racist, so it's probably not the best pick. But
It's alright, we're not checking that at the minute, so you're fine.
you're okay. But Rat Pack was my other option, but I'm going with Billy Mays.
So is it decided? Is he in Smash? Despite
Is he in Smash?
Billy Mays?
Nonce.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, put him in, man.
Yeah.
Put him in.
Jack, you saying yes? He's sticking with yes.
fucking
Hell yeah. Billy Mays. Billy Mays, look from the grave. He's there like hell yeah, boys. Hell yeah, boys. You make me proud. And for this special time only, for the low price of $20.
It's the weakest pick, but yeah.
Weakest pick.
No,
oh my god.
I do like
Get this
it.
fucking podcast done.
Can we wrap this up? Yeah, King Ghidra's one. Nice one, boys. Anyway, you can find us.
So, in that case, if I have won, then I get to choose the next episode, right?
Hold the phone. We've not
There's
even.
no way that Burger King's gonna win. I'm sorry. I'm not just saying that
Yeah,
because
no,
we're like
come
an
on,
hour and a half in. You
I'm
ain't got a
voting.
chance, mate.
I'd forgotten we hadn't done this, but yeah,
You
just
ain't-
We're
assumed.
an hour and a half in. I can't do another round, mate.
I'll give you a minute, Robert, to convince me.
Yeah,
if
you
you've
can
got an
convince us in a
argument,
minute why
you go.
Burger King is better than King.
No,
Ghidorah.
we won't interrupt. We won't say anything else. You've got a minute to sell me. Your time starts now.
Well, the chicken roll's pretty good, right? And the vegan burgers. Every single thing that we picked to win is always related to some like media or whatever, right? And I'm not doubting that King Ghidra's cool. Like, he is cool, but we're going for a different avenue here, right? Okay, fine.
The working class is not media.
No. Burger King doesn't fly through space and blow up planets. No. But what he offers us is good food. Good food for everyone. Not just the meat eaters, but also the vegans, the vegetarians, the people, the working class. No, actually, probably not. Probably not. It's very expensive, but you know what I mean? Like, it's good food. It is really good food. Seriously. Like, it is honestly the best that you can buy at that price range in terms of food. And everyone can eat it.
I need 10 seconds for my argument, okay? Burger King is not beating a 3-headed dragon from space. End of. It's not happening. Not on this podcast, otherwise I will quit and never do a podcast again.
Now, do we play the game of let's see if he follows through with a threat?
I fucking will, because I've got better things to do on my Monday evening.
Here's the thing. If King Ghidorah opened up a burger restaurant, you better fucking believe I'm going to be front of that queue, and then those burgers would be delicious, okay? And I reckon he would throw out a vegan option as well. It's Ghidorah, man. It's a 3-headed space dragon that blows everything up. That's rad. Like, come on, man.
I mean, fair. It's fair-ish. Go on, Jack. Well, I know what you're going to pick, so...
Yeah, you know what I'm going to pick. It's King Ghidorah. But I think what we've also forgotten is King Ghidorah is maybe more present in the meme space than Burger King currently is.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Kevin, the left Ghidorah head.
Yeah.
No,
The fucking weird...
With the derpy head.
Yeah. So, we're going to pick King Ghidorah, aren't we?
Right.
Yeah.
Come with something better than the media, Robert, and then we'll pick it.
No, I think Burger King's a great show. I think
It's
it's a
done.
very good choice. Just because it didn't
We
win.
I'll keep going for my different avenues of food and automobiles and see how far I get.
Just pick a better one. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying stop what you're doing.
Pick
a better
it's
one.
the best one. It's literally the best one that you can go for. Like, if you were going to put other options out there, like, well, Ryan said Wimpy. Realistically, you can't buy it anywhere, and it isn't the best. It does taste good, but it's not the best. McDonald's, fine. it fills a hole, right?
You know
But I
the
don't
subject was
eat a
king,
cheese-
not
Not
restaurant.
food. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm trying to tell you why that's the best
You've had
king.
this.
This is what I'm
You've had
telling
this
you.
chat.
We've been over this discussion.
Oh,
This is the best
whatever.
king because of all these other things that aren't kings. Ryan, hey, congratulations on winning
Thank you.
episode king. Haha. What is the buzzword theme topic for next week, episode, whatever? Please and thank you.
I think for episode 8, I'm going to do best nostalgic trend.
Is that a joke, or do you actually mean that? Because we were just
I
shitting on
genuinely
Rob for
mean-
not liking old stuff. Okay.
Or, you know, you can
Just checking.
simplify that to, you know, the best craze from when you were a kid. Something like that.
Yeah, if we want a one word, should we say craze?
Yeah, best
Yeah,
craze.
childhood
craze
craze.
gets to it.
Is that the bit?
Yeah.
No, I think we stick to one word. I think we
Just
just, go
craze?
craze because our childhoods are. I mean, most of us.
Yeah.
You're
No,
younger
craze.
than us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's
you're
good.
guys going to pick, like, well, I didn't do it myself, but in the 1950s, it's like, oh, fucking hell, no, mate, it's Beyblades. Just get it fucking over and done with, bud. It's Beyblades.
I mean, in the 1950s, it would have been being nonced.
Would have been a hoop on a stick.
Wow.
Oh, dear. Well, I hope you
It's
enjoyed
Bowling
listening
Cup.
to this.
So,
Yeah. Well,
Rob,
hope you... Oh, go
where
on.
can we find, if you want to chat to us further or, you know, sing our praises on social media, where can you find us?
If you want to sing our praises and you've listened to over an hour and a half of this absolute drivel, then please do message us on @BestButtiesPod on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, if you message us, you can moan us, and then we'll have to bring it up on
But guess
the next
what?
episode.
But it's not just on Instagram and Twitter that you can actually message us, guys.
Tell me
where
more.
else can they message? Oh my god, I can't believe it. Well, there's this thing, right? It's called the emails. It's fantastic.
Wait,
it's been around for
the
a little while.
electronic mail.
It's incredible. It is very, very, very good. And you can actually get in contact with us through our electronic mail. And please, Jack, tell us what that is.
Best Butties
Yeah,
pod.
keep going, champ. Yeah.
bestbuddiespod@gmail.com. Best Butties, BUTTIES pod @gmail.com. Do not send it to Best Buddies Pod, or you will be emailing young women.
Maybe you'd like to send us a fax, and you can get that on what number, Ryan?
We don't have a fax. We don't have a fax.
We should get a we should get a pager that's like hooked up to the email.
Can we? You can send your messenger pigeons too.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Just catch a pigeon outside, tie your message.
Oh, fucking
hell,
Christ.
right. Well, we'll wrap it up there. So thanks so much for listening. And we'll catch you guys in the next one where we're going to talk about craze. So see you later, guys.
I'm
Bye.
so sorry. I'm just sorry.
Thank you. I love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Love you, bye.
I gotta stay.